Over the years, I've said many things which might lead one to believe that I have no time for modern technology and modern bikes. While it's true I do have a certain fondness for simple technology that can be fixed with basic tools at the side of the road, it doesn't mean that I'm completely immune to the delights and advantages of more up-to-date machines. Okay, you might not be thinking that a bike built in 2006 and first registered in 2007 counts as a modern bike. After all, it doesn't have ABS, traction control, multiple riding modes, electronic suspension, cruise control, or any of the other advanced technology aids that the latest bikes are equipped with. But it does have electronic ignition, fuel injection, competent suspension, and effective brakes. And that makes it modern enough in my eyes. It's a totally different experience to riding my 53-year-old Eldorado. Better in some ways. Its handling is smoother and requires less forward thinking than the old bike. The brakes are a quantum leap ahead, and the performance is seductive. You might think an 80 horsepower, old design 2-valve twin might leave something to be desired in the performance category, but the Breva can certainly hustle if you give it a chance. I've been riding the Breva rather a lot since I got back from Newfoundland. It's become my go-to bike for nipping down to the shops, to ride an hour or two to meet friends for lunch, and increasingly for the pleasure of riding something relatively smooth, reliable, and dare I say it, modern. Today I went for a short hour-long ride along some of our local back roads. A nice mixture of paved and unpaved cottage roads. Yeah, I know, it's not an adventure bike. It has a 17-inch front wheel and a bit of a racing crouch which precludes me from standing on the pegs. But you know what? As long as you ride moderately sensibly, it handles unpaved roads just fine. Watch for soft patches and rocks. Stay loose. Forget about the front brake. Keep the speed down. It's fun. There are other bikes which are much more suited to riding these roads. Once I get the quota on the road, I'll have one myself. In the meantime, I don't see any reason to avoid roads like this. And in some ways, riding the wrong bike adds a little challenge to the ride. I've ridden this little road on everything from a Suzuki Bergman scooter to my monster Suzuki Cavalcade. And while there are a couple of tight, poorly surfaced bends to watch out for, I've never had any trouble. I've no pretensions to being an off-road rider, but I do thoroughly enjoy riding these back roads. I might creep up into third gear once in a while, but most of the time it's first and second gear stuff, at a pace at which you can actually read the road ahead and enjoy rolling through the surroundings. So what is it about back roads that's so appealing? It's that sense of a little adventure, the feeling that you're out there a little bit, even if you're only a few kilometers from home. The sense that you're a little closer to nature, even if you're traveling through a bit too fast to appreciate it properly. Two legs are best for that. Still, there's something deeply satisfying about riding a bike, any bike, through interesting scenery, little bothered by other vehicles, time constraints, work schedules, or the interests and the needs of others. Riding may require some concentration, but it doesn't entail the kinds of stomach-bothering stresses that work and family life can bring. An hour or two on the bike can cleanse the mind, banish negative thoughts, and lower the blood pressure. Things we all need from time to time. This little ride was soon over. The gravel road had ended. The paving began, and I was soon winding my way back home. Was it worth pulling the bike from the garage, struggling into my riding gear, and detouring to the nearest gas station to fill up with fuel? You bet. I returned home entirely happy with my modern bike. Not once did I wish I'd been riding something older, newer, faster, or more high-tech. In a world where we always seem to be striving after the latest, best thing, it's no mean achievement to find yourself content. Here's the traditional plug for my motorcycle books, available in paperback, digital, and audiobook formats. Just search Amazon or Audible for Nick Adams Motorcycle. Thanks for watching.